welcome back to my channel. Alright, so I've got some things that I realized I haven't shown you, like our meat chickens. If you haven't seen our meat chickens, I'm gonna update you on those. And then I've just got stuff to do that I'm gonna take you around today on. We went blueberry picking, and I'm gonna give you some tips on that. Not sure if I'll make anything with them yet today, but we'll see. Okay, let's go. Hello! Alright, so here's where they were. They were actually here a little bit longer than they should have been. So they were here for about a day and a half. And I want to show you, this side is the Cornish cross. That side is McMurray's Big Red Rangers. I want you to look at the difference, because over here, it's just poop, 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 poop for days. I mean, just poop for days. It's crazy. But over here, ooh, it's thundering. There is like not nearly as much poop. I'm not even sure if you can see that. So we're doing a little experiment to see which birds we like better. Do we like the big red broilers better, or do we like the Cornish cross better? And so what I'm finding is that the big red broilers seem to be, they're like Freedom Rangers, but they're McMurray Hatchery's version of them. They seem to excrete less feces, which means that they're absorbing the feed nutrients and free pasture nutrients more than the Cornish are. So that's one important thing. The second thing is they are not nearly as ugly, and I'm going to show you. Hey guys! What are you doing? Ah. Alright, so these guys, I'm learning, the red broilers, are growing a lot more consistently than the Cornish cross. They might take a little longer, although I'm not sure, they're pretty big. But their weight is way more consistent than the Cornish cross, which was really interesting to me. So that's important, because I don't want to have to hold back birds that are super duper small, just, you know, and then have to do multiple batches of processing. But they're also much cleaner. They do not poop near as much, and like I said, they seem to be eating more forage, which is a bonus. So, all right, so let me show you the Cornish. Hey, oh, you're so ugly. Do you see that teeny tiny chick right there? There are a few of those in this batch, and it's almost like they're not even Cornish. It's really weird, but they're super tiny compared to these big ones, and that is one of the things I've heard people complain about in the past. Even this guy over here, he's fat, but he's still smaller than that little guy right there. He's teeny tiny. So I mean, I get the idea of Cornish. I do. They don't have as many feathers as the Red Rangers do, the red broilers do. I'm sorry if you see me stop in a video. We have like a family of bears and I can't see anything in this coop. And so if you live in an area where there's large predators, you understand the concept of listening to what's going on around you and paying attention to animals that are around you, because when you hear huffing, you're like, might be time to go inside. Okay, so the Cornish cross, hello, how are ya? Huh? How you doing? I don't even like picking them up because they're so nasty. Like, they're so hot and grody. But they do grow fast. And so if you're looking for a fast grower, then Cornish cross is the way to go. But I'm going to tell you, I'm pretty impressed with the red broilers too. So we'll see. We'll see how long each one takes. We will see what the feed consumption is, and then we will go from there. So you've seen us talk about our chicken hutches. We got these from AJ Farms. I think that the bear actually came back while I was in the chicken coop. He's been getting into our trash, and we have been trying to ratchet strap it down, but that hasn't been working. So we apparently have 4 bears. One is huge, like 300 plus pounds huge, which I don't want to meet that bear. The other ones are smaller. One is a little bit less huge, and then the other one is a juvenile bear. But you know, our entire property is fenced in with this fencing, our current half acre that we have. But they did climb the fence the other night and dumped out all of our chicken feed, and they've down here in the back we have a old doghouse that we tried to repurpose into a brooder before we built our outdoor brooder. And the bears have actually come and gotten into the yard. You can see the kind of fence we have. And so they've climbed the fence, which isn't the first time. And see, I have to look at my backyard too, because my backyard is massive and there could just be a bear sitting out back here. But my chickens aren't going off, so I think we're pretty good on that. But I want to show you this doghouse because the bear has actually come in here and ripped out all of the bee larvae from the doghouse. There were like wood, yeah, those right there, wood boars, and they lay their larvae in here, and the bear came and meticulously just ripped them out. Hey, what are you doing? Hey. So we transitioned the geese to the big coop and they hate it. Absolutely hate it, but they'll get over it. Okay, back to the meat chickens. So we're actually, sometimes you have to have a plan B, and let me talk about that. So the meat birds, we have 50 right now, and we are getting ready to give some to a friend because it's just not working out for us to move them over to the land like we were going to. And so we have to get rid of some of them because we have only a half acre, and it's very difficult to put 50 chickens on a half acre. Maybe not difficult, but we've worked so hard to get grass to grow in our backyard that we don't want to like take the chance of just completely ruining it. And so we are giving some away to a friend who's gonna raise them and eat them because that's what they're for. And we are gonna keep probably about 25 of them. So we can easily raise 25 in one of those tractors on our half acre. So, you know, I always say you can do a lot on a half acre, and I always say to have a plan B. You should always have a plan B backup no matter what. So, the other thing was we can't find a freezer anywhere, and we have 2 extra freezers that, not extra, we have 2 freezers that are full of pig right now and a few various other things. So, it just works out better in the long run either way. But I'm going inside because I don't feel like getting eaten by a bear today. All right, so we went and picked some blueberries yesterday, and I have blueberries 4 days. It's about, I don't know, 13 pounds or so.
We're gonna make a blueberry pie probably. That'll be good.
I don't know what we're gonna make.
Here's the baby.
Hi, baby. What are you doing? You just chilling out?
They're quite sweet too.
Yeah. So this also made me want to plant blueberry bushes. So the blueberries were not quite, some of them like were a little bit purple. Let me see if I can find one like this color. And so now most of them are this dark blue color. And the guy had actually told us that if we bring them home and put them on a cookie sheet, which I didn't have, you know, 15 cookie sheets to put them on, but then they would actually ripen up really well. And so they did. They ripened up overnight, most of them. So what we're gonna do now is, I think we're gonna just put most of them in the freezer. I'm probably gonna keep out a little bowl in case I decide to make, probably won't make pie. I don't think that we would eat a whole pie. But maybe some blueberry muffins or something tomorrow morning for breakfast or for dessert. I'm not sure, but I'll keep some out. For now, I'm just gonna freeze them. So if I had put all of the blueberries in Ziploc bags, we would have gotten about 3 gallons of blueberries, but we got about 2.5. So that's good, right? So that's gonna go straight to the freezer. You don't have to do anything special with them. They can just go straight into the deep freeze or the freezer, and they'll last for quite some time. We use them in smoothies, and then for baking and things like that. I don't think I've showed you guys my new kitchen table, but I'm hoping to show you that in a different video soon, because you guys might remember I had a round table here before, and now I have this square table with these really pretty chairs, and these are actually 2 leaves that dropped down. My table's not clean right now because I was working this morning, but we got a pretty large estate haul, and that's something I haven't shown you before, and I'd really like to just do a separate video talking about it. How we've gotten various antiques and things like that hutch back there. You know, my husband bartered for the hutch for some work, and not just the hutch, but he also got a few other items too. So, you know, here in Virginia, a lot of people ask, how did you find all that stuff? Oh, you're so lucky that you got all that, you know. And Virginia is full of history. If you know your history, then you know that Virginia is just completely and totally full of history. And so that means that Virginia is full of antiques and vintage things and Civil War era things, you know, and so we've just got various things. So I would like to take you through our house in a video and actually show you some of the things we've gotten, but then also show you the most recent haul we got. We got everything for $0. So, and maybe give you some tips and tricks about tips and tricks about it. But that'll be for another video. Hey, what are you doing? Huh? I had this sign. Isn't this cute? My sister-in-law gave it to me. I think it was for Christmas. And I had it hanging over top of this electrical thing with a command strip. But the command strip came off. You see that? So I gotta find some other way to get it hanging up there. I guess I didn't get the right weight. And I have a lot of people that ask me about this. My husband made this shelf, and we have, I probably need to dust, but I've just collected a lot of things before, and you know, before this. And I don't think I've ever shown you guys what's up here. So it's just various different kitchen antiques. That sifter came from my grandma, I think. The Panama horse hat, I think it's salad dressing, that came from a yard sale. The farmhouse sign came from my sister over at September Homestead. She also owns the rustic mod. That came from a yard sale. That came from a yard sale. Those came from a yard sale. And that came from a thrift store. So, my husband actually built that. Don't eat that. Thank you. Built that shelf for me a few years ago, and it goes really well over the door. So if you're ever looking for a place to kind of show off your vintage stuff, then I would recommend doing something like that over door frames, because it's really convenient. Hi, what are you doing? I can't see you, it's too dark. Do you think I can see you now? You're too close. No, I really can't see you. How about now? I can see you now. I can see you now. Whoa, you're pushing me over. Say hi. You got pizza on your face. Look at that nose. Look at that nose. You got pizza. I think today I want to get some sunflowers planted. I got some of these. I saw various people having some sunflowers that I'd never seen before, and I was like, what in the world are the sunflowers? And so it turns out most of the people got them from Haas Tools, and they are the Pro Cut sunflowers. They have a few different kinds. I got the lemon sunflower, the red sunflower, isn't that pretty? And the Pro Cut white night sunflower, isn't that pretty? I love that white one. So I think I'm gonna plant these. It says it takes 60 days. And you should plant them 4 to 6 inches apart, which is not bad. 60 days. So I think I'm gonna actually plant some of these here. We have a berm in the front that these would grow well on. And I just like having my cut flowers close to me, and I don't know how much we'll be extending the garden anymore this year, just with some random stuff going on over there. So I think I'm gonna plant these because these are really pretty, and I would love to just look out my window and see these. Aren't they lovely? So go check these out. Haas Tools does still have these. I literally just bought these last week. So they still have plenty of these seeds. I am going to soak them before. I think these are the pollenless variety. I don't know how true that is. But so like for people who have allergies or asthma, apparently these are a good option. So I am gonna soak them before, you know, in my next garden tour. My next garden tour is coming out next week, and I've transplanted two mammoth sunflowers, and a lot of people have told me that you can't transplant sunflowers. I did it successfully, and they're still alive as of this past week when I went to look. Watch, something probably ate them when I get over there. But as of right now, they look really good. So I think I'm gonna do that again next year, try to transplant sunflowers. I actually don't have a great germination rate when I try to plant them in the ground. Something always eats them when they get like that tall. And so I started them from seed in pots this year, and I'm gonna try them out, and they transplanted fine, so I might just do that next year too. All right, so I'm actually doing a takeover account today for the next couple of days. Well, it's probably over now, but it's called the Homestead Mama's Instagram page. And so I'm actually there today doing a takeover for the next couple of days, some pictures for some blueberries. So go check out this Homestead Mamas account, Homestead Mamas. And then, you know, check out my Instagram account too if you haven't done that already, if I can get to it. Jeez, oh Pete. There it is. There's a fun Father's Day tribute to my hubby. Those blueberries again. And Berkey has some Berkeys left for sale. If you haven't gotten any, go ahead and get that link on my page and you can get some. And then for all you ladies, you need to go read this post right here on my Instagram account. You will not be disappointed. All right, there we go. As they soak, they'll actually start sinking. right now they're just kind of floating on the top, which is fine. So I'm gonna let those soak for a couple hours and then we're gonna go get them in the ground. I have had a lot of people asking me what I am reading. Oh, got that at the estate haul too. What I'm reading recently, which is a really fun question for me because I don't actually have a lot of time to read, but I've been trying to make more time. When I'm not staying up late at night working, I will stay up and read because I think that reading expands your mind.
I hate it.
Makes you learn more. And Junior here is gonna start reading too. Get off of there, you're gonna break it. He's gonna start reading too, so that's his summer project. We're gonna try to do, you're gonna try to read a book a week. So I just ordered a bunch of books, but I was just looking at, we got a bunch of these old books too, through the estate thing that I was talking about. And I didn't even realize that I had this book. This is the Golden Book of the Civil War. Junior loves history. And so I was gonna buy this book online. It's a very old book. But then I noticed that it was in the estate thing of books, along with a bunch of other books too, like a Lewis and Clark book, a bunch of Civil War books. There's some colonial books. There's
Speaking of which, we actually got a sword outside. That's
yeah,
the old sword.
cool. There's some of these colonial little books that he can read. So it's going to be a summer of history for him. I feel like history is necessary and our kids need to learn about it. As for me, the current 2 books that I'm reading right now, I got believe it or not, I've never read this before. I don't know if I'm crazy about it actually, but I got the Culpeper's Complete Herbal book. It's written by Nicholas Culpeper, who was a great herbalist. And it was edited by Stephen Foster, and it just kind of goes through, and here, I'll show you. It goes through and it shows you, herbs, what they're used for. But, it's not always, there is a modern uses part because some of these that they used back then, like, about killed them. And so we know better now, right? We know better now. So they do modern uses and then they give the original Culpeper use. So I'm going through that. It's interesting to see what we used to use certain herbs for and are still using them for. But I'm not as impressed with this book as I thought I was going to be. But it's still a fun read. And then I am going through Thoreau. These are all of Thoreau's books in one book. It's called the Portable Thoreau. Which was edited by Carl Bode, and it literally has every writing of Thoreau in here. And so I am, what am I on right now? Oh, I'm reading Civil Disobedience right now. How convenient. How timely that I'm reading Civil Disobedience right now. So that's what I'm reading or trying to read. And then I'm still trying to do my daily Bible in a year. A lot of you have asked about the Bible in a year thing. We had just a lot of women drop out of it because of the pandemic, and that is totally fine. I've gotten behind because of just the craziness of it all and the end of the year homeschooling and testing, and go see what he's doing. And it's just been crazy. And so I've gotten behind and I haven't really had a lot to talk about because of it.
I'm on Genesis.
He's on Genesis and we're already halfway through the year. So he's doing great. But yeah, so I mean, I might do like a recap maybe sometime in September. But for now, we're just trying to make it through the Bible to the end of the year. But if you want to start reading through the Bible, there is a link on my website, thefuelhomestead.com, and you can read the Bible in a year. You can start now and finish this time next year. It doesn't have to start in January. It kind of gives you an overview of what you're supposed to be reading every day. And
He wants to see himself.
And yeah, that's what we're doing. Can I help you? Oh. He said, get away from my mom.
Ow, you just bit me.
Oh. No, don't bite. Don't bite. Well, this is fun. But water turned purple. I guess from the red sunflower.
That's pink.
Pink. Kinda neat. I got the super cute watering pot at, where did I get this from? Home Depot. Home Depot. Isn't it cute? All right, I have planted the seeds. I have watered them. Let me show you where I put them. All right, this is my gigantic lemon balm. It is like as tall as I am. Let's see. Can you see? Anyhow, all right, so I put one sunflower here. Here's my spiderwort. I will link a video I did about this. These close during the day, these little flowers, and then they open back up again when it's, you know, when it's not hot outside. All right, so I planted one there, planted one there beside my daylilies. We'll see if they come up or not. More spiderwort. I wish these were open because they're so pretty when they're open. I planted one here between another daylily and my sedum. Planted two there to go along with the lamppost. And then I planted the rest of them over here along this berm right here where you see all of the water marks. Isn't this creeping thyme so cute? The flowers aren't on it anymore, but they're so cute when they are. My echinacea is blooming. Let's see, there's some down here. There's one in full bloom. Isn't it pretty? I absolutely love echinacea. I cannot wait to harvest this again this year. Here's a tiger lily. This is one of the darker colored tiger lilies. I've got some herbs over here. I need to move them. Spearmint, this apple mint grew back good. Some oregano, various thyme, rosemary. You guys have seen that. This is, whoa, this is my bay leaf. It's not draining for some reason. I'm gonna have to fix that. I don't know why it's doing that. There's my little bay tree. So we'll fix that. I think the rest of them are draining good. For whatever reason, my camera is not working, so I'm finishing out on my iPhone, and that's my cue to end the day. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you next time. Next week's video will be a garden tour. So that'll be exciting. We'll see you then. Happy homesteading.